Hi, my name is Zach Laware, and today I will be talking about my goals for the field of sports journalism, what I've learned in sports journalism, and how my goals match up in the field today. So, for me so far, I've worked with a number of different sports fields at my old school, LaSalle University. I was a broadcaster for the school's athletic department. I also work as a sports writer for the school's newspaper, the 1851 Chronicle. I had a sports radio show from 8 to 10 Monday through Friday called the Big Free Radio Show. We talked all things Boston sports, as well as I worked as a on-air personality, and I worked with multiple media packages for our school's television station, LaSalle College Television, where I worked in the sports packages there as well. So for me personally, I'd like to work in any of those fields, in any sport as well. For me, it's just I really want to work in sports, and my goal is just to get my feet wet, just somehow get in the door somewhere and start working in sports because I know I'd be happy doing it. I would say for what I've learned so far, definitely, it's a lot more than just about the sport. I would say the exemplars that we've looked at this year have really kind of helped me out and really kind of helped me look at that. I would say the Drew Robinson one and the Lachia Clarendon stories were by far the ones that stuck out to me the most. I mean, Drew Robinson's story is remarkable. Given a second chance at life after a failed suicide attempt. And if you look at him now, I mean, he's a suicide awareness activist and he's a professional speaker. Guys in the MLB love to speak to him, but even then, he's talking to high school kids, college kids, basically tell them and say, like, hey, it's all right to talk to someone, it's all right to not be okay. And Lachia Clarendon in a different way has her own story where she wasn't always accepted. She's the first non-binary slash transgender woman to play in the WNBA, and she wasn't accepted by everyone. And she's looked as a role model for a lot of these younger girls or younger men as well who may not be the same as you and me. And I would say it's super important for them to have the comfort and the ability to come out and talk about who they really are and how they really feel. And I would say, lastly, how my goals look to fit into the journalism field. I would say I definitely want to be different than most sports journalists. I would say, like, I want to use my platform and really kind of push out my opinion as strong as possible. I would say it's most certainly important to have a really good opinion and kind of grab people's attention. I mean, I'm going to play a clip here, and I kind of feel that in this clip, and you see it with like other people too. A lot of these people on TV or on radio kind of tend to soften up their opinion, or sometimes too they just don't really know too much about what they're talking about. And I have a clip here of Stephen A. Smith talking about his picks for the week. He's talking about who he thinks is going to score the most points in the AFC West, and he picks the Chargers. And then when asked who's going to win the Chargers and Raiders game, he picked the Raiders. So I'll put that clip up here as I share my screen, and you guys can see that real quick.
Division in football here. Chiefs at Cardinals, Raiders at Chargers, and Broncos at Seahawks. Stephen A., which team in the division will score the most points in week one?
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Okay, tell me why.
Justin Herbert, Williams, Keenan Allen.
Okay. All right, I guess you got time
Ain't
for
nobody
one
stopping
more.
that offense.
We'll dive in deeper here. Raiders, Chargers. Who are you backing to win this one, Stephen A.?
I don't know. I'm going to go with the Raiders. I'll just go with that
What
right
a
there.
day,
I'll just go with that
everybody.
right
What a time to be
Shoot
alive. Goodbye.
So as you can see from that video, I mean, in the video, I think the big problem too is that when asked about both teams, and Stephen A. was asked about why he picked the Chargers to score the most points, he gave three words, and it was three names, and that's just simply not a good enough answer. And I think you want to see more of these journalists, especially someone who's doing the work, really give an in-depth analysis as to why they think these teams should be scoring more points. And I think a new, fresh face will be something that some of these companies need, and it would bring in more viewers. I also think as well, one of the other things too, I think that I also kind of want to expand the field as well and open up jobs for more sports journalists. I would say the one thing that is not talked about enough is sports betting. Not only has it become a phenomenon over the last like year and a half, the most important part about it, I would say, is how many jobs it opens up for people in our field. I mean, I would say you can see that a lot of these companies, a lot of these casinos are hiring writers, but on top of that, you have a lot of separate pages that are hiring people. You have Instagram pages that hire people. I mean, everywhere you look, there is a place in a different company when it comes to sports betting. Everyone has their own philosophy and their own writers, and it's opened up hundreds upon hundreds of jobs. And I would say for me, it's most important to kind of get that voice out there and get someone, the job that they want. I mean, for me, I think it would be a job that I wouldn't mind having as my first job out of this course, just because I can get my feet in the door and I can start writing about sports and doing what I like. But also, too, it could be a second chance for someone. Maybe loses their job. They're trying to get back into the field of sports and they open up to a job such as sports betting and they're talking about it, writing about it. It might be different than how they want, but I think it's super important. And I think it's something that is a aspect of our field that's not talked about enough. But that's everything wrapped up into one. So thank you guys so much for watching and have a good day.